Right, hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Sunday and it is cross country day. We're in Wrekenton in Gateshead for I think the 5th race in the NEHL North East Harrier League, or the 4th race in the North East Harrier League. As you can probably see, it's very grey, at least behind us there. That is very grey, although it's very grey over there as well. It's raining slightly. It's been heavier. I don't go off for another 45 minutes, so just going to do a bit of a warm-up. They say it's raining, but it's not that cold. I'm sure after like a lap we'll warm up and we'll be fine. Still going to go vest and shorts, and I think anything more than that and I'll just be annoyed that it's too warm, because I hate being too warm when I'm running. I'm going to go in mud clothes today because it's not too bad over here actually, but over the back there it's about 20 meters wide and it's just full, it's mud, like ankle deep mud. Obviously you'll see when the video gets going. What else? This course is just over 9k. It's a little bit shorter than most of them. And there's 133 meters in climbing. That hill behind us, there's one we go up, but we start way down the bottom there. I don't know if you can see that, but we start way down the bottom there where that crowd is. We run up there and then we go up this hill behind us, and we have to go up that hill twice every lap. We go up one side and then we run out the back, and then we come back up the other side of it, and obviously men do 3 laps, so we've got to go up it 6 times. It's not the worst hill in the world. The first part of it'll be fairly muddy because it's quite steep and narrow. So once everyone's gone up it'll be pretty tuned up good for the men to go up, so that'll be a bit brutal. I'm going to try and do my Thornley Hall tactics and go out easy on the first lap, and then try and pick it up. Obviously that didn't work the last 2 that I've done, and I paid the price for it at Lampton, so I'm hoping to like use my brains a bit today and actually take it easy on the first lap, see how we get on. I've done this in the past, anywhere from, I've done it 4 times in the past. I think this is the cross country I've done the most. And I've done it anywhere from 41 minutes to 47, so quite a big variance in my fitness levels over the years, and I think that shows. The last time I did it was a 41 minutes and a half, 41 and a half minutes. So we'll see how we get on. I don't really give a shit about the time, to be honest, obviously. But yeah, just hoping to try and get around that first lap. Hope I have an absolutely, try and enjoy it. There's kids coming around behind us. I'm actually not allowed to film the kids, so I'll keep it out of the road of them. But looks tough. As I say, 3 full laps. It's a little bit chilly on the hands, but once we warm up we'll be alright. Yeah, just over 9k, said that. What else? Was there anything else? I'm still going out with a slow pack, obviously. Thankfully, actually. And hopefully I don't miss the start. I mean, 10 City is literally right there, and the start is right next to it where that big crowd is, so I shouldn't miss the start. Quick warm up and then we'll just get into it. Hey guys, just a bit of commentary, I guess. So normally what happens on this is we get almost 2 start lines. You'll get a start line where everyone gathers before the race, and then we get a whistle. Everyone moves up to the actual start line, and then a gun goes off, and then that's us going. But we didn't actually get that today. I didn't hear it anyway. So it was almost a rolling start, as someone else had said there, one of the other runners. So yeah, the goal of the day was to go out easy for the first lap, which always feels quite wrong actually when you're doing it, because you're just constantly being overtaken. Yeah, it doesn't feel right, but it seems to be the right solution for me right now with my current fitness levels, is to kind of try and take it easy for at least the first lap, get a sighter in, see how I'm feeling, and then try and pick it up. So I did manage to do that successfully. I did it at Thornley Hall, and I actually had an okay run, like feeling wise. I didn't feel terrible after the run. George Bay didn't do it at all because I missed the start, so I just went out helpful there. Then I had to just try catch up with everyone, and I just started picking everyone off. Didn't actually feel that bad at Druridge because I was picking people off constantly, so I wasn't just constantly being overtaken. And at Lampton I had a terrible run because I didn't go out slow, went out too quick, and ended up paying the price for it with the headaches, which just meant the whole run was absolutely brutal. But I knew with the footing today it was very muddy, so I had to go out slow and just see how my legs were, see how my head was, and then just try and be sensible, really. And see how we fare, see how we get on. So we're just running along the flats here till we get to the first hill. So I'm just going to speed it up a bit there until we get to the first hill. I actually was saying to people at the start, because I've done this race, as I said, I've done this race more times than any other one, and I thought this hill might be a bit sticky, because it's actually quite narrow on the course. There's not many places narrower than this, and I knew the hills, like, it doesn't look as bad on camera, but it's quite steep. As you can see, the lad in front of us there struggling in these spikes, so I kind of just had to check myself so I didn't clip them and take myself out and just make my life harder. I was wearing the mud clothes today, as I said earlier, and they were absolutely brilliant. They were so good. Like, I can run straight up the middle of this with no bother whatsoever. And there's people slipping all out. A lot of people are trying to get to the edges to stay on the grass, and I was just ploughing up the middle. Mud clothes, so much grip. They were absolutely brilliant. I did actually find myself running on the mud too much though, because I knew I had the grip, but really I was doing too much work. I didn't need to be ploughing through the mud as a slip. I didn't need to be ploughing through the wood and just make my life harder. So I decided a little bit into the race to stick to the sides as well. Like I said, try and save some energy. Like, running through the mud and wasting energy was not a good idea. So stuck to the sides, and just try and take it easy on the first lap. As I say, it's not nice to do that. Like, I'd love to just be running this freely and just be running to what my body's telling us, which, I mean, I kind of am, but my body's telling us that I'm doing too much, so I need to hold back. And yeah, it's just too busy really to let your legs go on this hill. I tried to get to the outsides because I could see a gap, but yeah, I was off camber, I was slippy, there wasn't a lot of grip on the outside. And then you've got like random ladies, like this lady in the back there still going round, who just pop out of nowhere. So I was trying to run, try and relax, try and let your legs go, but then like random ladies in the middle of the field, which is why they're trying not to let the men go off too early, I guess, because it is quite dangerous. So yeah, just trying to pick it up. Coming downhill, like, I've always been good at going downhill because I've never stacked it yet. I have never fell over downhill, so I've got no fear of running downhills, and I think I do them quite well. So I try and pick up paces, because a lot of people are like, they try and hold themselves back so they don't hurt themselves, whereas I just fly down them. So yeah, try and take advantage of the downhills because I'm pretty good at running downhills, I think. And then on the flat, I was just trying to pull it back a little bit, really try not to go out too hard. So I'm still being overtaken, as you can see, because, like I said, I'm trying to hold myself back for this lap. Just take it easy, make sure I get round, and try not to absolutely hate my life while you're going round, because there's nothing worse than running, being absolutely paggered and still having another couple of laps to do. And I think that's one of the worst things about doing 3 laps as the men. The first lap's normally a bit of a sighter, and you're trying to get into it, but if you go out too hard, you've got 2 more laps to do, and that's absolutely brutal. That's Graham going past us there, one of my coaches. And in the past, like, I've actually ran a bit better than Graham in some of the cross countries. Not a lot of them, mind. I'm not going to lie. He's a bloody good runner, and this year he's on fire. But the poly lads that I'm running with are the easiest people to gauge myself against and how I'm performing, because I train with them, week in, week out. So I know, like, lads that are running in the B group where I'd normally be running, like Graham, like, I can keep up with him. So I'd be gauging myself off them lads. Like, all these other lads like Bertley and Sunderland and that, haven't a clue. Don't know where they're at. I don't know them personally. Don't know what their fitness is like. So it's just a case of trying to stay with the poly lads I know I can compete with, and just try and run well. But these days that's not a thing anymore. I'm just trying to hold myself back here, get through the mud. As you can see, it's quite narrow. There's some of the medium lads coming through. A lot of them are quite respectable, or respectful. to the slower runners. Like obviously we're hurting as well, just trying to do our own race. And they come through and they're quite nice. Some of the other courses where like Eagley Heads is a course that used to be run in Durham, and it seemed to be when the medium pack and the fast pack started coming through the slow packs that I'm in, it would always be on the narrow bits like this, and there'd be elbows getting thrown about because they're competing for race wins. They want to be up the front, and they're just trying to get past the packs, trying to get through all these slow asses. But yeah, some of them get a bit impatient and throw an elbow out, which is a bit naughty, but you know, it's racing. And we don't run for the same club, so whatever. This guy's just straight on the grass, he doesn't care. Fair play to them. And to be honest, like if they just said like get on me road, or left, right, whatever side they're coming in, I'll move for them. And I know I'm not racing with them lads. Like Jesus Christ, like how quick the take is. And I never have. I've never ever tried to block them. Like what's the point? Let them through. Whether you know they just might be scoring for their teams and against my team, but at the same time, like I don't want anyone to get bloody injured. I don't want to get injured myself. Alright. But I just try to plod through, try to pick it up. As you can see, it's muddy as hell. Actually, this bit wasn't too bad. Further up's really nasty. The hills, as I said, mud clothes were mint. Did really, really well. There was people in spikes going all out of the shops, and obviously I've not run my spikes before, so I didn't want to injure myself or anything wearing them. Not that I'd necessarily injure myself running in them, but when you've never run in them before and the footing's this bad, I think it was just best to run in what I know. And I've worn my mud clothes over, you know, the Chevy Chase, which is like 20-mile race, and they were great, so decided to wear them the day, and it turned out to be a really good decision. I didn't struggle at all on the hills. There's nothing worse than slipping all over the place, having to like, you know, correct your footing. Because it just takes so much energy, like your core strength, you know, in your back, just everywhere. It absolutely knacks when you're slipping all over and you're constantly having to juggle what you're doing. I mean, look at this absolute mud bath. But I'm just going straight through the middle of it. Did try to pull over a few times, as I said earlier. I did catch myself and think, no, what am I doing? Try and get in some good fun. And these posts, these are actually supposed to be the course, but for some reason everyone just went well wide. I don't know why. On this lap, I just followed the crowd. On the second lap, I actually went far left, but I didn't capture that on the camera because my camera doesn't. The battery's not good enough in it to do a full race of this. Or I'm not quick enough. But I'm absolutely brutal. Like, I mean, look how wide that is. It's a good 20 meters or something. It shouldn't be. Like I say, the course post is over there on the left, next to him in the purple. That's an Elvit vest. And that was me looking at it, thinking, well, that's the course over there. Where's everyone going? Just dodging the mud. Aye. Tough day, like, but it was a good run. Really enjoyed it. Let's say taking the first lap nice and easy, trying to get round. The second lap I tried to pick it up a bit more. Probably went out a little bit too hard on that second lap, but like honestly, not really. Like. The third lap, like on the tops of the hills on the third lap, is I could really start feeling it in my legs. Like you can feel that burn, and it takes a good couple of 100 meters to like bring your legs back to it. If you've ever done it before, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. You feel like your legs have completely gone. So it takes a couple of 100 meters, just settle your breathing, do a bit of middle-aged running man, relax, tell yourself, you know, channel some I don't even know what the word is. Channel some, meditation, relax, recover. Just try and get your breath back, get your legs back to you, and then go again. But on the third lap, that was happening as I was getting to the top of the hills, and the climbs were really killing us, and just trying to keep going. I mean, look at the state of the mud here; it's absolutely horrible. And this is the only bit. This is gravel, actually. I was going to say this is the only bit of concrete, but it's not. It's like really compact gravel. It was nice. Obviously no idea what it was like in spikes, but in my shoes it was good. Well, absolutely minging. Like I had to go home in Tony's car as well. It was absolutely horrendous. If I had a hose, I would have cleaned myself up from, but I didn't. And then obviously this is the second hill, so again trying to take it easy, just getting up the hill. I say trying to control my breathing, little steps, Not going mental up the hills, obviously, because I did that at Lampton and it just did not work for us, so still struggling to get up there. But there's loads of people still behind us. Oh, nice one from George, telling us where he's going. So that's the kind of stuff I would do if the fast lads were coming through for me, if they give us a shout. Like, I would just be like, look, I'm moving on. Have a way. I'm not racing you, so just get on. Get on it. This lad in the front runner's vest, actually, I've ran next to him in the last few races, and his breathing is absolutely out of control. I don't really want to call the lad out, but at the same time, like, it sets me off. There's another lad from Jesmond as well. The runners, the breathing's really bad, and it almost makes me hyperventilate running next to them. I've got to just try and block it out, but it's really hard when you're pushing. And then some more downhill. Like this course is normally run in September, so it's normally dry as a bone, which is where I think the 41-minute race came from. And obviously this is normally all really nice and dry, but it was just claggy as hell. Trying to overtake people, but trying to be sensible at the same time. Try and get around lots of big ruts in the middle, try not to break your ankles, and just get through nicely. And try and take on some of the crowd. Obviously we've got some poly ladies and that out there that have already ran. It's a bit weird because we don't obviously get to see the ladies if they've ran well. Well, we don't really get to see the ladies at all because we're running. Or we're normally in our corral while they're still running, getting ready to go. And there's me taking advantage of some downhill. Actually, I think it might have been the lad that got me at Lampton that I've just passed. I don't remember seeing him running, so just caught him on my eye there as watching this back. And this is normally like really nice, just trail. There's not any mud here normally when it's run in September. And the reason it's been moved is because there are races like Lampton and Thornley Hall which are really muddy. Well, Thornley Hall's probably the worst, but we park on a farmer's field. So at this time of year, parking on a farmer's field is just half the cars get stuck and they need the tractors to pull them out. So they've tried to switch some of the fixtures around so that it's just easier for parking and stuff like that. Like this one, we're parking in car parks, like proper nice NHS car parks at the hospital, overflow. So we can do that easily. So the Harrier League's trying to move some fixtures around and make it easier for everyone. And they get cancelled as well. A lot of them got cancelled last year, I believe. I mean, I didn't run a lot last year, so yeah, got cancelled. But it's, you know, I try and run every fixture I can. This year, this is my 4th one in the row. I think the next one is going to be the Northerns or the Northeasterns, I believe, which is down in Middlesbrough. I've never done that before, but hoping to get a lift down there. I've signed up for it. That's on the 13th of December. So just trying to sign up to as much cross country as I can, get as much fitness in, and you know, it's all helpful in the end. It's some of the best training I'll do. I've said that for years. Doing cross country is such great strength training. And we're just coming up here to almost the end of the lap there. Obviously, like I say, I didn't get the start of the race because it went off before I even realised, to be honest. Front runner coming back at us. Thanks, mate. Like a few times I've like tried to get away from him, and then I just haven't been able to do it. And he sticks around, and I'm like, mate, do me nothing. Someone changing his shoes or fastening his shoes. And then this is the end of the first lap.
First lap done. Try to stay steady. See if I can pick it up from here. I'll catch it on the 3rd lap. Right, start of the 3rd. Might have gone off a bit too hard during that 2nd lap. But we'll see. Just about hanging on now.
So as I've just said, start of the 3rd lap this. And I thought I'd gone out a little bit too hairy on that 2nd leg because I knew the 1st leg I took really slow, probably too slow, but you can never tell. So I tried to pick it up a bit on the second lap and probably overdid it because I could start feeling my legs. And as I said earlier, like the hills, when I was getting to the top of the hills on this third lap, and you can hear my breathing, getting to the top of the hills on the third lap were really taking it out of my legs. Absolutely nagging, but I was managing to just like relax and just bring it back to us when I was getting to the top of them. And that was the goal. Just try and maintain my pace, keep going, get to the end, and enjoy it. So I ended up running this one in 46 minutes and 52 seconds officially, and I came 347th out of 460 people, which is like 75th percentage. That's the highest I've paced percentage wise out of the 4 races I've done so far. At Thornley Hall I was in 80%, so this is better than that. And at the Druridge Bay and Lampton I was at 84 and 85% finish wise. So this is the best performance I've had so far. Well, this and Thornley were the best, but this is the best by miles. And that's doing the same strategy. So by doing the same strategy and taking it slow on that first lap, I've actually performed way better than trying to go out mental at the start and trying to maintain it.
Just trying to recover between hills.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks, past Paul. So yeah, just trying to maintain. I'm going to let you guys watch this and enjoy me absolutely dying on the hills and trying to maintain it. Enjoy.
Where that hill go? Not much hill compared to the big one, but it's uphill nonetheless. I was going to run really wide, but fuck it. How wide it is, man. You get on top of that. Doesn't look when you're running up it.
So just coming up to the end of the third lap here, nearly finished, and my bloody Insta360 GO, even though I didn't record any of the second lap, ran out of battery. I did a crown my run, channeling my inner Millsy boys, but without the actual pace or the great commentary. Yeah, so you missed my sprint finish, which didn't exist because, well, I don't really care. Back in the day, like, I would have given it a proper welly when I was running full belt to try and place as high as I can and keep the other teams behind us. Because obviously cross-country is all scoring, so you want to keep as many people behind you in different teams. But my current fitness levels, I really don't care. What's one or two guys from different clubs going to do to me? Nothing. And they're not really competing if they're as far back as I am anyway, so they're not competing with my club. Yeah, so my camera runs out right about now, so you're going to miss the finishing straight, so you're going to miss the finishing line. Apologies about that. Like, I did skip a full lap to try and record everything I could. And yeah, thanks very much for watching. Like and subscribe, all the good things. Next one will probably be some training videos, and like I said, my next cross country is on the 13th of December, so that video will be coming out in a good few weeks. And thanks so much for watching. Look after yourselves. Cheers, guys.